What is going on YouTube? It's Dalton with Inland Angling. As you can clearly tell behind me, I've got the boat all loaded down. The cover is actually on it for a change. Very rarely put it on except for big trips. That might allude to a little secret here. Not so much a secret, but I do have a big trip planned. Heading up to Ontario, Canada. It is the middle of June, so I am heading out right now on the solo mission this year. So we've been doing this trip for a multitude of years here. I've been going for 5 or 6 years now. We did have to take a couple years off due to COVID when they had the border shut down, but we are back at it. I just rolled out my videos from last year, which was the 2025 year, not too long ago. So looking forward to making more, another series for 2026. So excited to get up there. I'm hitting the road right now. I'm gonna drive about halfway and hit the border, stay at the border, hop the border in the morning, hopefully early, hopefully not have to wait in line forever, and then make it up to Sunset Country. So super excited. This is one of my favorite trips of the year. I do take a vacation for this specifically every year, and it's usually a ball. Hopefully the weather will be a little bit better than it was last year. Last year was cold and wet and rainy. Looks like the forecast is decent so far. We do have a couple rain days, but for the most part, it is supposed to be warm. So I can deal with a little bit of rain as long as it's warm. All right, we'll probably see you guys at camp. Roll the B-roll now. Well, here we are, Red Lake, Ontario. Made it into camp here. As you can see, got the truck behind me, nice little cabin. I figured I'd give you guys a quick little run through of where I'm staying. So this is cabin number 1. Nice little enclosed area. Keep the bugs out. It's really enjoyable. This little magnetic dealie, this is really slick for keeping the mosquitoes out of where you're sleeping. Nothing too fancy in here. Just a nice little cabin, nothing too big, nothing too small. Just got the bare essentials. Really nice to have a little mini fridge here and AC. Might be using that on this trip. It is pretty warm right now. It is 85, which is I think 30 degrees Celsius, something like that. Tomorrow's supposed to be 33 degrees Celsius at 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So it is going to be warm this trip. I'm gonna take advantage of it while I can, because the next 2 days, or therefore the rest of the week, looks like we're gonna have scattered thunderstorms pushing into a cold front coming into the end of the week. So things are not looking super good, but hopefully the fishing makes up for it in the next few days. I'm gonna head out on the water. Stick with me. All right. What is going on, you guys? It's Dalton with Inland Angling. This is day 0 of Northern Ontario adventure. This is year 2026. Just rolled out my videos from last year, which was 2025, and made it up here, made it to camp. I'm sure you guys seen in the previous clips. Stayed at the border, stayed overnight. That was my first time doing that this year. Great idea, would highly recommend. That made it so I was able to get up here, split the drive in half, because this year I was traveling solo. So I decided to split the drive in half, and that is definitely the move. I was able to come up the rest of the way today, get everything situated, get camp sorted out, run to the grocery store, and still have plenty of time to get on the water. It is 1:38. The rest of my group should be heading up in the next few hours. I'm sure they got delayed at the border a bit, but figured I'd come out and try to shoot a video quick this evening. This is day 0, meaning I got here today. So I'll try and put out a video, one a day for the next 7 days, hopefully. Just rolled up to the very first bay and just kind of scouting around. There's a lot of pollen in the water, a lot of junk. I heard that there's been a bunch of bug hatches. There was a big cool down, obviously, from the spring. And then we just rocketed up into the 80, 90 degree temperature range, which skyrocketed the water from about 35 where ice was out to a week later being in the 50s and 60s. So I'm sure that there was a bunch of bug hatches. So we'll see how that dictates the bite for the rest of the week. But pulled up to the first bay here and clocked 2 really nice ones right away in my first 3 casts. I mean, it's Canada. That's what you come to expect. But figured I'd throw up the camera, try and film some for you guys. I did have the previous 2 on the hat cam, but I'm sure the audio is going to be wobbly, so those might not make it in. All right, stick with me. Hopefully I can keep on clocking them. Hopefully the rest of the evening stays good. Here we go. First fish. Red Lake, Ontario. That's a nice one. First cast with the swim bait. Just a beautiful fish. Beautiful. 18, 19 incher. Beautiful way to start the trip. Number 2, just absolutely clobbered it. Really nice fish there. 17, 18s. Wow. Look at that. There we go, just another perfect specimen. There we go. Beauty. Finally talked one into it. It was the old classic case of set up the cameras and you get on fish, set up the cameras, and then proceed to not catch one. But we got one here. Another one right around that exact same size as the other ones. Oh, this one's off in the net. Perfect. Chill out, pal. Definitely some nicer fish way up here shallow. I'm in 5 feet of water right now. And that's my 3rd one. Probably, that one's probably 18 maybe. He's a little bit skinny, but probably a small, skinny male or spawned out female. But these fish should be far from the spawn. We got 61 degree surface temp, but I'm assuming you get down a little bit and it is much colder than that. Ho, ho, ho. Wow, did that one smoke it. That one hit it 4 or 5 times. 3 for sure on the one retrieve. I just couldn't quite get him. Oh yeah, that's the right flavor. Ho, ho, ho. Taking me around town. Wow, super nice quality fish in here. Slamming plastics in shallow. Wow. It's got that thing just demolished. Super nice fish in here. Charge it up. Oh. Wow. Did he smash that thing? I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but that is a 3-inch paddle tail to the back of the throat. That one was charged up. There's a little pod of 4 or 5 in there, and we coaxed the one out. Perfect. Perfect eaters. 17, 18. Ton of fun here up shallow. Man, are they aggressive. In this shallow water, they got nowhere to go but side to side. So when they hit it like that and they're that aggressive, they're just a ton of fun. That's my favorite way to fish right there. You guys have seen this on this channel about 750 million times. It is the tried and true 7-foot Legend Tournament medium light fast action. Throwing that on 10 pounds Sufix performance braid, 832 to actually I upsized for this trip. So I'm actually running a 14-pound fluorocarbon leader. There are a lot of pike up here. This is Ontario, and I'm hopefully going to process through a lot of fish. That's my 4th walleye already. And of course, as you guys have already seen, the 3-inch paddle tail, really any brand. This is actually a Largo shad. Not even sure if they make them anymore. I believe that was a Storm product. And this was a perch pattern. And as you can clearly see, there's not a whole lot of perch left on it. I mean, this thing has been through the paces. Throwing that on a 1/4 ounce jig, it just so happens to be chartreuse. I don't really care for the color when I'm ripping plastics like this. One big tip is to obviously super glue your plastics on. That's what will give you the extended life and be able to get it to where you take all of the holographic off of your swim bait, just because they last that long when you super glue them on. There we go. Got him on the jig reel. I had a lot of slack there too, but what do? Could be the smallest one of the trip so far. Doesn't feel as much of the right size as the other ones. Oh yeah, he's respectable. 14er. He might even go 15. Probably a perfect eater in all honesty, but not sure if I'm keeping any this afternoon. If I do, I definitely don't need to do it now. That's number 5. See if I can double down here, keep the camera rolling and snipe another one quick. Just kind of cruising through this 6-foot flat. There are some scattered weeds in here, but the weeds just are not up yet, flat out. But they're about to be, and it is loaded with perch. I got the wind pouring in here. That's why the walleyes are here. It's bait, perch, walleyes. I'm sure there's pike in here as well. I marked at least one on side imaging so far. That's what I started out when I rolled in here. I started out through a spoon for a little bit. No takers, and I was seeing all these walleyes on side imaging, and I just couldn't help myself. So we just threw out the good old rusty, dusty, trusty swim bait, and she does not let me down. Hoping these fish in shallow water keep playing the rest of the week. There's one, another one. Okay, that one's feeling nice. On the reel jig. I know I say it in a lot of my videos about the reel jig, but man, it is just such an effective way to fish when you're casting sideways to the wind in literally any situation. Nothing too spectacular here. Beautiful fish though. Another one falls victim to the swim bait. Beautiful combo, match made in heaven. There we go, yes. Just got the camera rolling in time for that one. Ooh. So that was fish number 6. This will be fish number 7. Got 3 out of this little school. Oh yeah. Just tons of fun up here shallow. Oh. There's another reason for the 14-pound fluorocarbon is hoisting or boat flipping 18, 19 inchers. Give me a lot of that this trip, hopefully. Oh, baby. Yes, sir. Just spotted these fish off side imaging. Made one pitch out to them. They looked like nicer fish too. It feels like a decent one. Oh yeah, baby. Suppose I can loosen my drag up a little bit. Fighting these fish pretty hard. Wow. Yeah, it's a nicer mark. Nicer fish too. Get in the net, buddy. All right, nicest one of the afternoon here. That's a 21 probably. Beautiful. Looky there. Perked up angry in 8 feet of water. Spotted these fish on side imaging in, well, the boat was in 4 feet of water, and the way this structure laid out is it dumped into like a secondary basin right on that 8 to 10 foot drop. There's just a school of them stacked up, and made one pitch with the swim bait, and wouldn't you know it, he kerclunked it. See if we can get the rest of them. They looked like some nicer fish on the graph, and they definitely were. Wow. Barely felt that one. But he did get it. A lot of pollen, you guys can see that hanging off my line. That's not great. Not ideal, but we deal with what we got. Actually, my FG knot is catching most of that pollen. Holy crap. How did I not feel that fish? He's just got it inhaled. Just absolutely choked. I hope you guys can see that pretty well on the hat cam. Jeez, oh Pete. That is the ticket. Just another perfect eater, 17, 18. That could be a pike. I have to toss the plus size swim bait for a sec. Pike or log, one of the two. Ooh. What do we got here? Another little pike. Crazy walleye. It is a walleye. He fought really weird at the start. Thought he was a pike. Nope. Just another beauty. Get you in here, pal. Woohoo. Little big to be flipping. Little big to be flipping. But man, they are on that swim bait, as they usually always are. Anywhere you go in the walleye world, swim baits are just my confidence bait, my go-to. It's usually the very first thing I start off with every single day, and judge the mood of the fish based off of if they're willing to eat the swim bait or not, and how aggressive they are. And they're aggressive. Things are good. Still got 4 or 5 more here on the screen, and they do look big. Try and double up here. Try and keep the camera rolling. I got 4 or 5 more just laying there. Wow. Boat's in 8 feet right now, casting it into about 4 and working it off this ledge. There he is. Okay. Dang me right on the surface. That's how shallow we are. Just skate him right on in. Right by the cheek. Ah. All right, buddy. Thanks for playing. I think that puts me at, that's a bit of a more gold one there. Love the nice goldies. It's so cool that the walleyes in a lot of different systems. This system in particular is comprised of like 5 or 6 different hugely, interconnected lakes. And it's just super cool and unique how walleyes can kind of change color. Anyone that's spent enough time walleye fishing has seen multiple colored walleyes. Walleyes that hang out on sand a lot are oftentimes more like pale or white. And then it seems like in your more metatrophic lakes, your real clear water lakes, you can get them dark gold ones. This body of water in particular seems to have a pretty nice mix of all of the above. There's one. I was a little late to the draw on that one. Still fishing skinny. Actually found a little boulder ridge in this weed bay, and side imaged some fish on the outside of it, and made 2 pitches on the very top of it and found an angry one. He's probably a netter. Well, I'll scoop you up, buddy. Just your perfect 16-incher there. Thick as a snicker. I mean, just look at the back on this thing. Man, chunky. Fish are healthy. That is for sure. Great sign. Oh my goodness gracious. Holy bonkers. Oh yes. That was just the best bite of the whole evening. Holy smokes. That's gonna be a decent fish too, and he just came unglued on that. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, that got me going. That gets a guy excited right there. Woo! Hey, doggy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Give him a scoop. Get in the bag. Oh, baby. Okay, nothing crazy big, but you know, biggest of the trip so far, being that it's day 0. Got a nice Goldie here. Woohoo. Okay, chill out, pal. We're gonna let you go, I promise. Got that little Rapala Crush City Mayor just right in the beak. Let go, buddy. There we go. Nothing too huge, but nice, probably 20-incher. Perked up. Beautiful. Let's get you back, buddy. Oh, that was incredible. I need 100 of you to do that same thing. There's one. Oh boy. Why does this feel weird? I think it's just the shallow water. No hat cam anymore, batteries are dead, but we do have us a nice walleye. Ooh, dig, dig, dig. Might be the last one to wrap up the evening, day 0 here. Definitely a nice fish. Get him in the scoop. Wow. Yeah, some little bit nicer fish up here shallow. Tried some deeper spots, and honestly, just not much was going on. These fish just want to be shallow, and it seems like the better average size is up shallow as well. I'm sure they're up here feeding on young of the year perch or whatever the case may be, but yeah, this was kind of the exact same spot that I started the day in, just kind of worked my way around the lake. Tried a bunch of different areas, bunch of different spots, some old ones, mainly new ones. This spot is a new spot. I have not fished here in the past, so that's pretty cool to come in here and have success. Just pulled in here, side imaged them, and they're just, I think they're up here shallow, hunting young of the year perch in these up and coming weeds. The weeds aren't even up yet, but you can see where they had died off, where they will be. And they're just up here going crazy. So probably call it a wrap on the evening. If I don't call it a wrap, I'm gonna at least take the camera down. I've got 7 days of this, so I just wanna kind of pace myself here. I don't need to burn myself out right away on the very first day, getting into camp, and then be exhausted for the whole rest of the week. So it's about 6 o'clock now. I'm pretty close to camp, so I'll get back to camp, have something to eat, go to bed. We'll see you guys for day 1 tomorrow.